What's up guys, welcome to the Metal Roofing channel. I'm Barnette. Today's video, we're gonna look at our brand new metal roofing installation checklist for supervisors, for project managers, go through each section and talk about why it's important to have a handy guide like this, whether you're on the job site or you're preparing for a job, to ensure everything goes without a hitch. So let's jump into the categories and I'm gonna go point by point and explain why you should be checking each one of these items. The first category is begin installation sequencing, and this is where photo documentation starts. And why is photo documentation important? It's just a good business practice to make sure that you have everything documented in case you need to refer back for warranty issues, weather type warranty claims, to understand if your installer's finished a certain section already. Maybe you get to the other end of the building and they want to know how you did a different section. It's just a good business practice to make sure everything has photo documentation. Next thing is you want to plan for construction scheduling. This is when do your guys arrive on site? When is the dumpster delivered? When are your materials delivered? Sequence installation with other trades. So we're talking about sidewalls, head walls, doing a pre-flash to make sure that all the water laps are positioned properly behind siding, behind masonry, anything like that. Store materials appropriately. Take a look at the job site, make sure nothing's in the way and that no panels will be damaged. Account for the direction of panel installation during preparation. Are we gonna start at this roof plane? Are we gonna go from left to right? All that's important to know so your crew is in the right spots and you can stage material appropriately. Will there be a lightning protection system or additional installations? Again, this is just making sure that all your ducks in a row, so you're prepped with the materials and labor for this project. Take measurements for curbs or other custom items. If you don't do this ahead of time, by the time you've paneled over to that curb, you take your measurements, you send it out. Now you're gonna be waiting a week, 2 weeks plus to get that custom item fabricated. Second category is make sure the correct accessories and materials are on site. This includes things like safety components, your lanyards, harnesses, tie-off points, underlayment, flashings, panels, clips, flashing and clip screws, exposed fasteners, rivets, caulking, butyl tape, seamer. All of these are listed here on this checklist for you. If you have anything extra that you'd like to add, put them in that space next to it. Make sure it's on site when your crew needs it. Number 3, inspect the building for defects. Make sure that you understand that if you're starting installation, that's an admission of acceptance. So if you have a problem with how the building is constructed or with another trade or something like that, make sure you handle that before installation begins. Continue your photo documentation. Keep those photos handy, keep that paper trail. Inspect for anything that doesn't align with the contract documents. Identify all deflections or inconsistent roof surfaces and document them. This is really important because if you install the roof and there's oil canning due to those deflections or inconsistency in the roof deck, you can point back to those photos, that documentation, that conversation you had. Identify any parts of trades that have the potential to damage panels. That way, if another trade comes up on the roof afterwards, scratches panels, the blame isn't coming back on you as an installer. They understand that there's other people on this roof as well. Make sure the roof is ready for installation. Penetrations and curbs must be in prior to the start of the installation. Fourth category, install underlayment per manufacturer instructions. Make sure that the underlayment has proper laps. Does it need to be rolled in? Is the attachment method correct? That's why it's so important to understand your materials and how they're installed beforehand. Section 5, understand the proper flashings needed with correct attachment methods and laps. This is to ensure you order the right amount of flashings so you're not short flashings due to the laps. This also helps you understand that what you're seeing is what was discussed with the installer ahead of time. They're installing the correct vented ridge system rather than a regular ridge. All of those things have been accounted for ahead of time. Section 6, install pre-panel flashings per project details. If you've done a pre-flash, this might have already happened. We're talking about things like valleys and offset cleats, drip edge, rakes, other details like that that need to go in before the panels go in. Section 7, remove the protective film on the material. I can't stress this enough. If you leave those panels or that flashing out in the sun, really in any environment too long, it's going to be very difficult to get that protective film off. So make sure you're following your manufacturer's recommendations when it comes to taking that film off the proper time. Section 8, we finally gotten to installing the panels. Make sure you're continuing your photo documentation, understand your clip spacing requirements based on the project engineering. Make sure that's actually translating to what's happening on the roof. Ensure the panels are hemmed and boxed properly. Install for thermal movement requirements. You have to take into account the length of panels, the material being used, what the temperature is the panels are going to be installed at. All of that is involved in making sure that thermal movement is accounted for. And finally, seamer should be on site if needed. Section 9, complete post-panel flashing installations. Continue documenting the process and its progress. Make sure that the pipe boots are installed correctly. You've got a pipe band holding them up, a pipe collar. All of those little details are accounted for. Number 10, keep the roof surface clean and free from debris during the entire process. This is an all-encompassing one. If you're a site supervisor, a foreman, a project manager, just make sure that everything is clean. There's no debris going underneath the roofing panels. There's nothing that can fall on the roofing panels to cause scratches or other things like that that could potentially damage the finished surface. Number 11, and finally, provide photo documentation of the entire process for everyone's benefit. So this is not just for your benefit as a project manager, it's for the benefit of your installers. It protects the company you're working for, the GC, the manufacturer. Everybody has documentation that things were done as expected and as agreed upon. This is so important as just a general business practice to make sure you keep that paper trail, you keep that photo documentation, so everybody is covered and can go home happy. So bottom line, it really comes down to number 1, being organized. Number 2, documenting everything. And number 3, communicating effectively to all parties involved. Don't be afraid to add things to this checklist that's specific to your projects. This can be a living document for you. Keep this next to you at the job site, in your office. Make sure all these things are getting done so that every project is a success. If you have any questions, comment down below and get your installation checklist at sheffieldmetals.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Subscribe here to the Metal Roofing channel. As always, I'm Thad Barnette. We'll catch you next time.